What shapes do I have on my flannel board? Can we say them out loud together? Apple, orange, apple, orange, apple, orange. What do you notice about those shapes? That's right, they repeat, don't they? This is called a pattern. When you notice a pattern, you are using your observational skills, and then you can make a prediction based on what you see. What is your prediction about what comes next in this pattern? What do you think comes next? Apple, orange, apple, orange, apple, orange. What comes next? That's right, apple. Apple comes next. Very good. Today, I have some book recommendations, an activity that you can do at home to play with patterns, and first, we're going to play a guessing game together. So stay tuned. Would you like to play a guessing game with me? This is a pattern game, and behind me on my flannel board, I have a series of shapes that repeat. Can you tell me what shapes you see? Let's do it together. Cat, dog, cat, dog, cat, dog. And in this guessing game, you are going to predict what shape comes next in the pattern. I have 3 rounds that we're gonna play, and before each round, we're gonna sing a little song. This song I learned from Sesame Street, so credit to them for this song. All right, are we ready to sing? Let's get started. What comes next? What could it be? There's a pattern that you can see. What comes next? Can you tell? Guess by the time you hear the bell. There's the bell. What comes next? Cat, dog, cat, dog, cat, dog. Did you guess cat? Good job! We completed our first pattern. Good job. All right. We've got a fish, another fish, octopus, octopus, fish, fish, octopus. Oops. Stay up there. And then we're going to guess what comes next. Okay, are you ready to sing the song with me again? What comes next? What could it be? There's a pattern that you can see. What comes next? Can you tell? Guess by the time you hear the bell. There's your bell. Okay, what comes next? Is it another fish? No. An octopus. That's right. We completed another pattern. Good job. Can you tell me what you see as I put them up? Truck, airplane, boat, truck, airplane, boat. We're gonna start down here because I ran out of space. Truck, airplane. What comes next? Let's give it a try. What comes next? What could it be? There's a pattern that you can see. What comes next? Can you tell? Guess by the time you hear the bell. All right, what do you think it is? Truck, airplane, boat. Truck, airplane, boat. Truck, airplane, boat. That's right, you got it. Good job, everybody. Now I'm going to share 2 books about patterns that you can borrow from the library and share at home. The first one that I brought is called Bracelets for Bina's Brothers, and it's written by Rajani LaRocca. and it's part of the Storytelling Math series. So this book it's a really sweet story about brothers and sisters. Bina wants to make her 3 older brothers some bracelets to celebrate the Indian holiday of Raksha Bandhan. There's a little cultural note in the back from the author that tells you a little bit about that holiday, which makes this book, I think, extra special. But so Bina wants to make bracelets for her brothers. She wants to use some of their favorite colors and symbols in the bracelets, and she wants to make the bracelets in a color pattern. So you'll see it goes through. She works really hard on the bracelets, and it's a little bit more of a challenge than she expected, but it turns out well in the end. There you can see she's working on her beaded bracelet there. And then the next book that I brought is called Pitter Pattern by Joyce Hesselberth. And this book is also really fun. You can actually read this one over and over and find all kinds of different patterns hidden in the illustrations. Here's a page, an example. Milk, apple, cracker, cheese. Milk, apple, cracker, cheese. Milk, apple, cracker, cheese. There are patterns everywhere. How many can you find? How many patterns do you see in this picture? So there's some fruit down here in a pattern. Apple, pear, apple, pear, apple, pear, apple, pear. It looks like the dog has a pattern of spots. There's some patterns outside the window. Now I'm going to share a craft activity that you can do at home to practice your patterns. This is a pattern hat craft. It's really like a pattern crown, really. All you need is a long strip of paper, any color will work, and then you're going to draw a pattern on your hat. You can draw whatever you want. You can draw different shapes, you can do repeating colors, you could even do repeating letters. I chose hearts and diamonds. So here's my pattern. Heart, heart, diamond, heart, heart, diamond, heart. What would come next in my pattern? I'm gonna draw it on there. Let's see. Okay, and then when you're finished, you just take your hat and measure the size of your head, and then you'll just close it off with a piece of tape or a staple, and then you have a beautiful pattern crown.